What is up, everybody? Twitterverse TV here today. So apparently, one of the designers who's working on a Steam Deck clarified the situation. It was a bit controversial. People were thinking that the Steam Deck can only run at 30 FPS. That was the limit they were making all the games be to. But they clarified the statement and said, "Hey, this thing can't exceed over 30 FPS." But the standard they're trying to make it go to is 30 FPS. This is IGN, and they clarify. They covered the article. They covered the statement where this guy was talking about the situation. So it says Pierre-Luc Griffes, I probably butchered that name, a designer working on the upcoming Steam Deck, has clarified his previous comments around a 30 FPS target for games running on the console. Interview with IGN, Griffes has previously said, "So we're looking pretty good. I think everything that's been coming out this year has been running without issues that we've tried. I think this is largely a factor of industry trends, and people are still valuing high frame rates and high resolutions on different platforms. I think that content was scaled down to 800p. 30 Hz target really well. The idea of target of 30 Hz, another term for frames per second in this context, had led to some members of the community feeling anxious about the hardware capabilities, assuming that Valve was pushing for games to run simply at 30 FPS and no higher. However, in a recent tweet below, Griffiths reassured the community that the 30 FPS target for the handheld console refers to the floor, or that we consider playable in our performance testing. Okay, so he says the 30 FPS target, this is his actual tweet, the 30 FPS target refers to the floor of what we consider playable in our performance testing. Games we've tested and shown have consistently met and exceeded that bar so far. There will also be an optional built-in FPS limiter to fine-tune perf versus battery life. Performance versus battery life, okay. So what does this mean? This feature will seemingly be useful for players who are hoping to get the most out of their console battery life in a single charge, whilst also offering a better performance-wise as those with like accessibility charge point during playtime. Okay. Valve has said that the console's fully charged battery will have a lifespan around 2 to 8 hours, and that players can expect to play 4 hours in Portal 2 run at a resolution of 720p at 60 frames per second before needing to recharge their handheld. However, with the large span of games available on the console, this can vary vastly from game to game. IGN recently reported on the Steam Deck's full range of specifications, including battery, operating system, and how it compares against the Nintendo Switch. Okay, so in my opinion, it's pretty cool that you can run games at higher than 30 FPS, but it might take up more battery just to do that. I'm just gonna wait. This like the Steam Deck seems like a cool and this feels like a cool little handheld. I'm probably just gonna wait till like the initial reviews come out, to like the people get their first wave of consoles before I try to like order one. I don't know how hard this thing is gonna be. I don't know how hard this thing is gonna be able to get. Like I don't think it's gonna be in that high of demand. I'm not sure, but I know there has some issues with people trying to scalp this thing, but I don't know if that demand gonna be that high still, like a year after this comes out. So I don't know. Just gonna wait a little bit before I decide to pick this one up, but it's a pretty cool handheld though. So people are saying about it in the comments section. The idea of playing PC games on a handheld sounds like a dream, but in reality, it could turn out to be a bit of a nightmare. If games are not optimized for the smallest screen, battery life will definitely be an issue too. It reminds me of the Game Gear or the Lynx, great on paper but not delivering what I want from a handheld. Hooked up to a TV, it might just be a weak PC, so I think that I'll just stick to my desktop for home, on the Switch for xCloud for portable gaming. Okay. The Game Gear was cool. I think it was backlit and everything, way ahead of its time. Even kind of reminds me of the Steam Deck aesthetically. Okay. For demanding games like Fallen Order or Control, I think people end up locking the frame rate to 30 or on this. 60 FPS ain't happening with decent quality settings on this. Which is okay for a handheld, just don't go out and buy this and expect that. I mean, I don't know how much do people really expect out of a handheld console. Like it's like it's a lot of power people are try to get out of a handheld. So I don't know. I don't think technology's up there yet, or I don't know. Anyone think these specs and battery life will be good enough for gamers? It won't be long. They'll be asking for more. This is why Nintendo never chased specs. For the handhelds, it's a never-ending battle. Am I the one who can't see this device works? The Switch works because the games are optimized for the smaller screen size and for the weak hardware and specific controller. PC games aren't like that. Some stuff may work, okay, some won't. In any case, looks like a waste of money like the Steam controller. Okay. I would like for them to clarify whether the 30 FPS floor is when they are playing games at max graphical settings. I'm comfortable downgrading the graphics to improve performance. FPS is more important than ray tracing for me. Portal 2 at 60 FPS is a good benchmark, I suppose, but at what graphical setting? I'm only bummed about this because I got Q2 2022 and not December this year or Q1 2022. I was early and everything, but the website and app crashed, but I made the fast click with the app. Okay, so he was talking about the order process. All I want for Christmas is this handheld and a Series X. Okay. Probably sounds good for them some, but the games I kind of want to play on my Steam Deck aren't even demanded. I'm talking about games like Stardew Valley, Hades, and Sword of the Oak. Are these on Nintendo Switch already? Like, you must buy Nintendo Switch at that point. But yeah, that's like I guess if you are trying to look into this buying this Steam Deck, I don't know. I was like I have no interest in it right now, but maybe down the road I might try to get one. So yeah, that just let you know that certain games, they are trying to, you can go over the 30 FPS, I guess, benchmark. So a lot of these games, a lot of people are worried about that, but they definitely clarified that situation because there's a lot of controversy about that online. So that is the video. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you like this video. And as always, thanks for watching and peace.